Nice.
We work with weddings as small as 20 to 30 people, upwards of 400 to 500.
That'd be a lot.
It's a few people.
Why do you do what you do? What is it?
Because I love helping people.
Yeah.
I think planning a wedding is probably one of the most stressful things you will ever do. It causes a lot of stress with families. It keeps you super busy, but it should also be one of the most memorable days of your life.
Yeah.
So I love helping brides on that journey, bringing everything together and making sure that all the details are perfect.
So it can be fun and not stressful?
It can be fun and not stressful. Yes,
have you seen it?
Totally doable. I have seen it.
I don't believe it.
I had a few emails that brides actually said that wasn't as painful as I thought it would be. So
that's good.
it's definitely doable.
That's what you want to hear. Have you heard that from moms too? What are reviews from moms about?
Moms mostly say to us, I actually got to enjoy the day. I got to sit down and watch the first dance. I got to enjoy the cake that we paid so much money for. Anything from being present in that moment with their daughters as they're helping them get ready, being present with their sons.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking was present.
Yeah, it gives you that opportunity. And if you need something, you have people there available to make it happen. We're there to take care of the emergencies so you can be in the moment.
So you're there all day during the events that you coordinate? And
we're there usually several hours before we tell our client we're actually going to be there, and then there throughout the event to make sure everything runs smoothly for them.
Great. So, who are the vendors that people should be, the bride and the groom should be thinking about right away to make sure they're getting booked up and set?
The top three you should be starting with: your planner, your venue, and your photographer.
Why is photographer third?
It's not necessarily third.
Okay, good.
But ideally, if you're working with a planner, you start with the planner first. Kind of. You start with your planner first because then they can help you find the venue if you don't know which venue you want to use yet, and they can help you find the photographer based on your style and your budget if you don't know who you want to work with yet.
Good
answer. If you're in love with people like Evantide photographer, go ahead and book them right away so they're available on your date. And then you have a guarantee that those three vendors are definitely in your corner and ready for you.
Why is the venue important?
Because you need to get married somewhere, right? Unless your backyard can hold 200 people of your near and dear closest friends, plus style.
And that gets your day too, right?
Exactly.
The style and the day, make sure you get those two things nailed down.
Yep, exactly. And especially if you have a specific look that you want to go for, rustic vintage, and you really want this beautiful barn, that's going to definitely narrow down the options you have available.
Yeah.
If you want a ballroom, that is another option available in Whatcom County, but then again, you're still limited to what's out there, especially if you have a specific date. The sooner you can book those three, the sooner you can sleep a little easier at night.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
All right, so who are those vendors that we're not thinking about, like the extra vendors or the non-top three?
The non-top three. Dress is one that a lot of brides think they can just order whenever. If you're going to one of those bridal boutiques, you're looking at least 9 months. Wow. At least 9 months for that dress. So get that dress figured out, figure out your style so you know what the dress should be,
and then
order it, and then they actually hand make that dress for your figure for your wedding.
Gotcha.
So that takes a little bit more time than most brides think, unless you're going off the rack. Then you have plenty of time.
Okay.
From there, hair and makeup is one thing my brides tend to think they can wait till last minute. But again, if you want on-site hair and makeup, you need to make sure you're booking that vendor sooner rather than later so they're available for you.
Yeah.
Yep.
So essentially, what is something that every bride and groom doesn't think of when they're planning their whole wedding? Like the one detail that always seems to get missed or forgotten?
I don't know if there's anything specific because it really depends on the client and what their priorities are. But I think budget is a huge thing that they need to make sure is narrowed down in the beginning. And a lot of clients say, we don't have a budget yet. We just want it to look like this. And this could be $10,000, $50,000, $90,000. It really is something that they need to take into consideration before they start booking everybody. Because a lot of times brides will be halfway through booking all these vendors and then call us and it's like, oh no, we had all these other options that were available that might be cheaper or suit you better or you didn't even know existed. All because they didn't really know what they were starting with when they began the process. So making sure that your budget is solid so you know which direction you can go and what type of vendors you can choose is a big deal. Yeah.
So I feel like every one of my questions I have now are taken care of by you as a planner.
Ooh, like what?
So like, I feel like a lot of brides and grooms don't think about cleanup. It's not something to think about, and then all of a sudden it's like they're cleaning up their own wedding and they want to get going.
Yeah, we talked about that beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you know the month before your wedding who is cleaning up your wedding because you shouldn't be at your wedding in heels cleaning up your wedding.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, so that's the thing. I'm trying to think of questions that people should be asking, but they're all things that you would be taking care of if you were there on the day of a wedding.
Who's cleaning up? Who's going to get the flowers there? Who's going to get everything set up? Who's going to unpack my decor that I bring on my own? Yeah, we do all that. The thing would be, so many brides will get a style of wedding that they like, and then they go find the dress, and then the dress has nothing to do with what their wedding day should be.
So the theme of it.
Yeah, so if the dress is that important to you, which it should be, it's your dress, definitely look for your dress sooner rather than later. There's never an issue getting your dress sooner rather than later. Actually, it just makes it easier for everybody.
That totally makes sense. All right, so let's say a couple gets engaged, they have a year to their wedding. What does that year look like? How do they plan it? What are the steps?
Yeah, so at the 1 year mark, once you've determined your budget, you start with those 3 main vendors we talked about earlier. So your photographer.
Photographer
your
first.
Photographer.
Makes sense.
Your venue and your planner if you're able to use a planner. From there, around the 9-10 month mark, that's when you're going to want to start looking at your dress because it does take those 9 months to get produced.
Take some time.
Yep, if you're using a boutique. It's also a good time to start looking at those save the dates. So you want those to go out at least 6 months ahead of time if all of your guests or a good portion of your guests are coming from out of town. And then around the 6 month mark is where we have a little bit of fun. That's where you're selecting what your flowers look like.
The details.
Yes, all the details. Making your menu with your caterer, trying cake with your groom.
Yes.
Best part for any guy in this process, right?
Trying the cake.
Absolutely.
And the steak. Cake and steak.
Cake and steak. And then getting your stationery designed. So that's ready to go because that goes out about the 2 month mark. You don't need it to go out more than 2 months ahead of time, but at least at the 2 month mark, make sure that's out. And then around 1 month, that's usually with our clients, we tell them we want to make sure everything is done by then. Your timeline is done, your menus are finalized, your final payments are figured out because that last month, we want you doing nothing but having a good time, relaxing,
that
and
sounds
being
so
prepared.
nice.
Yeah, that's what it should be,
enjoy your time
right?
being engaged.
Enjoy those last showers, enjoy that rehearsal dinner, have a good time, be with your family and friends.
That totally makes sense.
Stop stressing about the details because
Stop
they're
stressing
already
about the
done.
details, they're done.
Yes, absolutely.
So
if you can manage that, and then you have the time if emergencies do come up to make sure you're available to handle them.
That totally makes sense. And then quick question, do you do your own flowers or do you have vendors that do that? How does that work for you with doing flowers and those details?
Yeah, we actually have a team of staff available on our site. So we don't go through a florist, we have our own florist on staff.
Oh, nice.
Same with our graphic designer. We have our own graphic designer who designs for us.
That's awesome.
An excellent job. Yeah, anything that our clients want, he makes happen.
Cool.
And we tailor that because everything's in-house. We can tailor that to our client's budget, taste, style, all of that good stuff.
Keeps it cohesive.
Keeps it cohesive. You call one person and everything's taken care of.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Now, you plan the whole day, 30 days ahead of time, everything's set, which just sounds mind-blowingly awesome to me. What does the day of the wedding look like? Like, generally, obviously every wedding is different, I totally get that. But generally, what's a wedding day look like?
Yeah, so most brides should be waking up. Hopefully their girlfriends are joining them and they're having breakfast in their room, getting their hair and makeup done and ready. If you have a planner, your planner is going to be in your venue, meeting all the other vendors, making sure everything's arriving and everything is dressed and set as it should be. If you don't have a planner and you're having your family or friends or even groomsmen help set up your wedding.
You cringe, why do you cringe?
Just make sure they know how it should look for their bride. If that's going to happen, make sure they're setting up at least several hours before the ceremony starts, or ideally before pictures start. So 3 to 4 hours ahead before pictures are needing to go so they can get showered and ready to go for the day. Yep, and then from there, you show up at pictures, you go get married, have a good reception, and then if you're working with us, you've got us making sure it runs smoothly.
All right, so my question is, have you ever seen a wedding where everything happens on time?
That would be all of our weddings.
Of course, all of your weddings
but
do.
that's why
your job.
clients hire us,
That's
right?
why you're there.
I can think of, we've done this for almost 8 years. We've had one wedding run behind schedule by about 10 minutes. Everything else is running on time because we make sure we have that in the schedule.
Okay, so as a part of that then, you probably have times and buffers and kind of things so that there's flexibility.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Because what if your mind changes, right? We're supposed to cut the cake right now, but
Don't
oh my
change it.
gosh, the DJ just played the best song ever.
Yeah.
You need to have a little bit of flexibility in there
That makes sense.
to accommodate the people that are around you and having a good time and
Yeah.
being able to change your mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
But not about the wedding. Don't change your mind about
No,
the
no, no.
wedding. Just
Show
about
up.
details.
Both of you show up, please.
We know Canada's close. Don't go there. Okay. Brittany, thank you so much. How can people find you?
Yeah, they can find us
Yeah.
online at our website, bbjeanevents.com.
Okay.
And that links to our main webpage, of course,
Nice.
as well as our blog, but then also
Okay.
our Facebook page, our
Oh, yeah.
Instagram account, and Pinterest page.
Pinterest page.
Pinterest page.
Oh man,
Yes.
you have like the best Pinterest page, don't
We
you?
have a pretty awesome
epic.
Pinterest page.
Oh,
Yeah.
that just makes sense. It's what you do. You know the details. You've seen things. You want to be inspired and inspire people.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Tons of wedding ideas on there, and then tons of life ideas, and I don't know, ideas to get for your wedding that aren't even specifically wedding ideas. It's a lot of good stuff on there. Check it out.
That makes so much sense. Thank you again, Brittany, and I'm Aaron from Evantide Photography, and thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave comments below or on the Facebook page or at #AskEvantide if you have questions for Brittany or for any vendor or any wedding questions in general. So thank you guys so much. So subscribe right down here, because that's how you're going to get notifications that we have more videos coming. So make sure to do that, and we'll talk to you soon.